What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we completed the underside of our new Lad Coupe. We got this thing looking dirt nasty low on these new 17-inch wheels. It's looking absolutely phenomenal. But the plan for today is we're going to be transplanting a new heart into the beast. She's going to get a brand spanking new engine. We also need to finish up the interior, door cards, interior panels, and then, of course, a headliner, because it doesn't currently have one of those. So we will have to make our way out to the upholstery shop. But if you guys remember, I sort of just stumbled upon the new 17-inch wheels. I wasn't even aware that an update had been made, but after looking into that update a little bit more, I found out that there's a new service center, presumably in Middletown. I'm not really sure on that, but obviously we're gonna have to make our way out to the upholstery shop. But before we do that, I'm gonna make a quick pit stop in Middletown so we can see what all the fuss is about. You know, it's only a little after 9, and I keep missing the cutoff for the pawn shop. We've got all these parts just chilling here, taking up a bunch of space. So I think before we actually set off on our grand adventure, I'm gonna go ahead and load all this stuff up in our parts runner trailer. We'll take the wolf wagon down there to see Scapegoat. Hopefully we can get a little bit of money. Also, I made the very dumb mistake this morning of the cold and flu medicine that I've been taking apparently is not the non-drowsy version. So I'm gonna have to just battle through that today, which is fantastic. Just wait until you guys see how crammed this trailer is. I honestly think that the pile in the garage looked smaller than it does now, all shoved into the back of the trailer. So we're starting with $45,510.64. Obviously, I have no idea how much profit I've actually made, but the number should be on the screen now for you guys. Now that we've finished up with our good pal Scapegoat down at the pawn shop, we're gonna make our way to Middletown so we can check out the new service center. I'm just sort of assuming, why are you stopping in the middle of the street? I'm just sort of assuming that it's going to be located there. We know that there's a performance shop here, but I can't say I saw any buildings from the times we've been out here before that would resemble a service center. But it's got to be around here somewhere. It's just got to be. There it is. There it is. Just down the road from the performance shop. We might actually be making an additional pit stop over there as well. But let's head on in here and like I said, we'll see what all the fuss is about. Wait a minute. It's more than just a service center. It's a dealer, dude. Hang on, let's hop out the wolf wagon. It's a full-on dealership. Ooh, and automatic doors. That I like. We will buy your car if it's in perfect condition. So that means 5 stars. Everything has to be 5 stars. They'll pay 130% of the car's actual value, which is a pretty good deal. So if it's in perfect condition, park it in the service area and we will give you a quote. That is so dang cool. On the other end of the counter, this is all the diagnostic stuff. We've got full diag, engine diag, and then brake diag as well. This is chassis dyno? Wait, there's a dyno. Also, this thing looks super rad. They sell vehicles that are tuned. Dude, they sell vehicles that are already tuned up and ready to go. How much for this thing? $46,000. It's a custom V8 Wolf Coupe with a body kit. Oh yeah, I didn't even register the body kit, but that's also new. The Wolf has a body kit as well. We can't see the engine, can't open the door, can't open the hood, anything like that. Got a really nice looking red interior though in both of these vehicles. How much for this? Oh, 28,286 horsepower as well. I love that it shows the horsepower number. This has 360. And then over here, this is a Bart supercharged V8. Of course, we can see that right out the hood there. 454 horsepower for 32,000 doll hairs. This place is sick. Dude, this place is absolutely sick. Also, you can see the 5-lug, the new 17-inch 5 lugs on the Wolf. Looking good. Okay, through this door, I'm assuming is where we're going to find the dyno. And it's set up for the Wolf. Some of the Wolves are four-wheel drive. That's what our Wolf wagon is. So we have the 4 rollers instead of just the 2 for front or rear wheel drive. Strap the car to perform the test. I'm assuming we'd have to like pull it up and, you know, pay for the dyno session. Service parking. So this must be parking then. Oh, either or. You could park it here and try to sell it, or diag it. You could park it here and try to sell or diag. This looks like just some decoration. Just some nice decoration. So definitely not finished. This whole building, definitely not finished, but it's looking really, really good. Can't even interact with that door just yet. I love this place, dude. And how cool that we can actually just buy like fully tuned custom cars right out the gate, you know? That is super, super dope. So that's the new service center and I guess dealership as well. But we're gonna hop back in the Wolf wagon and head over to the performance shop. I haven't talked about which engine I'm actually gonna be installing inside of our Lad Coupe, but hopefully we can find some stuff that'll help us go a little bit faster. I've been toying with the idea of doing
performance parts in town.
God, he scares me, dude. You scare me every time, honestly. But I was kind of toying with the idea of doing another inline 4 turbo. Also toying with the idea of a naturally aspirated slant 6. I think I'm leaning towards the slant 6 route, but I wanted to check and see if they have any performance parts specifically for that engine. And I don't really see any. Oh, this is a performance head, I guess. And then the cylinder cover that's already chrome, so that's one less thing that we would have to do. Dude bro is sleeping on the new 17s though. It doesn't even look like he has those available for sale, nor does he have the new 17-inch tires either. But that's fine. He'll probably get them eventually.
We got the cheapest performance parts in town.
You probably do actually have very cheap performance parts. You know what? Since we're here, I'm going to get the performance head. We'll get the chrome cover for that. These two things, again, we can just buy in the store, so I'm not super concerned with those. Is there anything else? A performance carburetor for the i6. Let's go ahead and scoop that up. And last but not least, a performance air filter. I think that'll do nicely. Now then, it is just a little after noon. We're going to hop back in the Wolf wagon and make our way out to the upholstery shop. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived once again at the upholstery shop. To be honest, I probably should have driven any other vehicle than the Wolf wagon. I mean, this thing is so incredibly squirrely, but it has a ton of suspension issues, so that's not really a surprise. It's a beater, all right? It's a beater. That's just the way it's always going to be. So we're looking for the red interior stuff. Do we... Okay, these are both for Wolves. So maybe we can't get a red headliner because we are missing one of those as well. But we're looking for the Lad stuff. You know what? It's probably over here. The Lad was like one of the first vehicles in the game. Yep. Lad Coupe. Rear seat, we're not going to purchase because it's a race car. We don't need to haul around any passengers. We also already have the sports seats, so we're good there. That is just for the Lad. I don't believe the Coupe has those, so we'll skip that. These are specific for Coupe or non-Coupe. So we need this guy. We need this guy. Don't need that guy. Don't need that guy. This one and this one. Not that one. Gear shifter. Pretty sure ours is fine, both handbrake and shifter, so I honestly think that's all we needed. That entire super, super long drive for what? 4 measly panels? Could I have just bought them from the store and just ran with brown? Probably. But I think red's gonna look quite a bit cooler. So now that we're done here, we're going back to the garage. everything around me is flickering. Okay, now it's being less weird. That drive is usually pretty brutal, right? I think we all know that. But today it was especially brutal. I can honestly say I've never tried to fight off the drowsy cold and flu medicine before, and it's really difficult. Where did one of our door cards has fallen victim to the demons? Dude, you've got to be kidding me. They're really gonna have me retrace my steps for one measly door card. You know what? I'm not taking the wolf wagon. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm gonna jump in the NIV because at least this thing is stable on the roads.
Moments later.
I've officially made it all the way back to the upholstery shop, and I didn't see that interior door card anywhere. So I guess I'm just gonna have to buy a new one? Only trouble is, I don't know if it was the driver's side or the passenger side one that I lost. So I'm gonna buy both.
More moments later.
Even on the trip back, I still couldn't spot that thing anywhere. So it probably did just vanish into oblivion, which is fine. We've got a new one now. Thankfully, these are extremely simple to install. So we've got the driver's side rear going in already. Ooh, look at that, dude. That does a lot. That does a lot. I know there are bolts on it. I'll tighten them here in just a second. There we go. Got passenger side door card in, driver side door card in. Yes, dude. Absolutely. Okay, the door is bugging. That tends to happen. So we'll get that installed. Just get these few bolts tightened up, and that'll be it for the interior. Okay, I lied. Unintentionally, of course. We're still missing the headliner. All right, we've got ourselves a mirror now. We've got both of the sun visors. The headliner is in. It's not the same color as the rest of the interior. I realize that, but that is the only option for the lad headliner. So we're just gonna kind of have to deal with it. But let's check in and see how everything's looking. Rust is still 4 stars, but again, I can't find any other rust on this thing anywhere. Color condition is 4 stars, but that's because the roof is sprayed a completely different color. And then overall condition, 3 stars. We haven't even started on the engine yet, so that is fantastic news. Speaking of the engine, obviously we're going to have to get this one yoinked on out of there, but everything else in the engine bay should be fine. So let's just start buying all these inline 6, slant 6, naturally aspirated engine parts. I'm pretty sure I just spent $5,000, maybe even $6,000 on just engine components.
Nope.
But the reason that it was a little bit more pricey was because I didn't realize that there were so many new higher horsepower items available. We've got rockers now, pistons, distributor already existed, but that's here. Crankshaft, that's new, camshaft, and even spark plug wires, all hopefully going to give us a little bit more horse puppies. But something else I want to try with this engine in particular is chroming as many things as we possibly can, because I just really don't, I don't like the orange. I just don't. It doesn't do it for me, so hopefully we can fix some of that. Okay, we have officially arrived at the store. He's not currently open. I believe he opens at 8 a.m., so we just have to wait around for a few minutes, but we currently have $40,419.74, so we'll see how much money it's going to cost us to chrome as many things as we possibly can. I just spent a boatload of cash chroming all of these parts. As luck would have it, everything except for the alternator belt could be chromed. The head gasket could also be chromed. You'll notice I have it here in my hand, but it's now invisible, so I'm probably just gonna buy a new one of those. But we have some other stuff to purchase while we're here, like the high horsepower spark plugs, and I think that ought to about do it. You think we could chrome a battery? Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't you be able to? Okay, what about the spark plugs? Not that you'd even be able to see them. I just gotta try it. Maybe? Okay, no. Spark plugs, no worky, but that's fine. All right, back at the garage. Now that we've got everything, I mean, down to the air filter, the oil filter even, everything that we can chrome is chrome. We're about to start assembling this beast, dude. I'm excited. Out of all of those chrome parts, the only thing I wasn't able to use was the performance air filter, but it's a new enough part. I feel like that's maybe just a little bug. So underneath here, we actually just have the factory, or like the default air filter. It'll get us by for now. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we chromed the filter either, because I went ahead and just bought another one, and that also wasn't working right. So we'll wait on it. Actually, I'm gonna just hold on to the chrome air filter because it's like $200 or something just to chrome an engine part. The other thing was the starter. I couldn't seem to find any location to mount it on the block, so I'm assuming it actually mounts to the transmission. Speaking of, actually, we should probably get the hoist arms underneath the vehicle and get the old heart taken out of the lad coupe. Unfortunately, we won't be able to use this transmission because it's specific to the inline 4, which we just took out of the thing. Since we're going to be installing an inline 6, we have to purchase a different one. But you bet your sweet bippy, we're going to chrome the thing. It already costs $1,000 for this transmission. Make it $1,200. Make it 1,200 bones. Now that we have our chrome starter mated up to our chrome transmission, we can officially disconnect our all chrome engine from the engine stand and get it bolted up into the chassis, dude. This looks insane. It doesn't look like we have very much room in the engine bay for the radiator, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it out anyways. Hopefully it fits just fine. I mean, technically the clutch fan is inside of the radiator, but we're just gonna ignore that. I had to run and grab a fuel pump and then, of course, get it chromed as well. This vehicle also didn't have a fuel tank, so I'm going to go ahead and install one of those. And then, since we did switch engines from the factory inline 4 to now an inline 6, the exhaust doesn't go to the cutout in the bumper, which really, really bugs me. But unfortunately, that's the only way to get an exhaust on this thing. All we have left to do now is top up all the fluids, coolant, brake fluid, engine oil, and we should be ready to rip. Oh, you know what? We're going to need some gas as well. We're definitely going to need some fuel because, again, this vehicle didn't even have a fuel tank until a few minutes ago. One jerry can later, we should have just enough fuel to be able to turn this thing over for the very first time. I'm a little nervous. I think this is my first, like, full chrome engine, and it was very, very expensive. But here goes nothing. Okay, that's not good. We're off to a very bad start. It actually won't turn over. Okay, what gives, dude? We don't have an ignition coil. We don't have an ignition coil. At least I think this engine should have one. I'll be back. Gotta get this thing chromed as well. I was so focused on all the new cool, like, performance parts that I just completely overlooked all the simple things, like the fuel pump, the ignition coil, the fuel tank as well. But now, we'll close the hood, hit a quick save, and surely it's gonna turn over. It's gotta turn over, right? I also just noticed where the remaining rust is, right here on like the windshield wiper cowl, and then it looks like our dash is actually a little messed up, because that clock doesn't look right. But we're not gonna worry about that for right now anyways. Let's just see If it'll start. Oh, beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Okay, e-brake is down. Let's go third person view so we don't hit anything on our way out. Looks like we're missing a reverse bulb as well. But it's a freaking race car, dude. We don't need lights. All right, first person. Let's see how she does, how she sounds. Oh, it is a real ripper, you guys. Good lord, this is second gear. Cluster also not working, so that's something else that we'll have to address at a later date. But I love this thing, dude. I love it. Okay, down at the other end of the bridge, I'm gonna try to sort of launch this thing if it'll let me. Sure would be nice if I knew what RPM I was shifting at, but that's all right. Already up to 5th gear. What'd be really cool too is if we could have a 6-speed transmission, because this thing has more to give. I know it's got more to give. What a machine though, you guys. 424,000 kilometers on it. And now it's flooded. See, this is why I save before I drive anything. This is precisely why. But I do think that's probably where we're gonna wind things down at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.